Alrighty, in here for round three. Uh, did get a brief peek at what my opponent is cooking, and my opponent is cooking the exact thing I was looking at queuing up for the GP if I don't feel like this deck will cut it. So this is going to be an interesting test of whether or not I think my deck beats my other top candidate for the GP. So let's dive in. Lihlosaur has had some very prolific league runs so far. One of only two people to get two decks in the deck lists channel on the Custom Magic Discord. That is going to be a Mull. Can't really operate on a single island, unfortunately. That's also really suspect, but a little more playable. So I think it's between Garen and Gargantua going to bottom. Gargantua is higher likelihood of rotting in my hand, especially with dying pledges in my opener. Um, I think this has got to go. Roll to 5. Oh, this is much better. Islands to the bottom. All that remains to the bottom. Lead on Laystone. I don't even know if I send Island to the bottom. Maybe I go just double all that remains to the bottom and lead Laystone into Scrapyard Mecha on 3. Yeah, I think the all that remains just go to the bottom, and I want to keep my 3 lands while I have them. Don't love having island like double blue source and opener, but we'll take what we can get. Main phase 1, Laystone of Ruin, target myself. Little Cityscape, Rivaling, Miners, Pledge, Gargantua, Mecha. So my opponent is on Black Red Sacrifice. They're like a greedy extraction mission, not necessarily Black Red Sacrifice, but they are on a Black Red extraction mission deck. Uh, they are on Rough Riders, they're on Scophos Conqueror, they're on Garen. Their 3-drop slot looks packed. And the scary thing about Laystone, I think I do board it out in game 2 because it will fill their graveyard. As much as I like just having access to the Laystone here. Nothing I can do immediately this turn, so that is going to just be Flooded Morris and pass. Milling Miners Gargantua. Double Gargantua gone. Oh, but double Extraction Mission and 2 lands gone from them. That is pretty good. So I knew the double mission was going to be a problem. Hitting the double mission on the mill is huge here. We could see one of a couple different things. Set a Blaze. 2 to me, discard 2, draw 2, presumably. Yeah, just take 2. Pitching another land. So the land mill's maybe not super relevant if they're pitching 2 lands here. Yeah, I think they might be flooding here. Set of Blaze is a really cool tech. Something I maybe could have looked at if I wanted to be a little heavier red on this list. I draw. That is another Laystone, something to maybe do next turn. But here I do just want to develop the Scrapyard Mecha. Move to end step. We both mill. I see Apex and Swamp to bin. And my opponent puts away Barbarous Rough Rider Garen. Rough Rider's scary. That is the first notable creature that they can extraction mission, but they have 2 in graveyard, so they're light on missions they can use here. Rough Rider is a ton of damage on extraction mission here, and that's 3 mana mission for Rough Rider. That's just a Rough Rider natural. Sure thing. I'll untap and draw. Going to lead with cycling the Laystone. As much as it would be nice to use the mecha to just filter that away for free, I do think I want to get a bit more information before I make future choices. Activate the Scrapyard Mecha, eat the Writhling and a Gargantua here, I think. So these go to exile. This becomes a creature. I'm going to go to combat and swing for 5. My opponent's just going to take 5. I'm going to draw a card and discard the Zixthax Apex. And then second main, I'm going to go ahead and run out an Ignited Soul. End step, I'm going to target myself and mill 6. There is one of my 3 red sources. Third Gargantua, the third Laystone, the second Flooded Morris. A Vircolacus would be nice here. Having the life gain would be handy. It's a little sketchy. This stops being a creature. I want to check a thing. I think I might have forgotten my draw off of... Yeah, I forgot my draw off of animating. So I missed my draw on Writhling. So I think it was, yeah, I drew Ignited Soul off of Scrapyard Mecha, and then the first card I milled was Chittering Gargantua, so I would have a Chittering Gargantua in hand right now off of the Mecha. Opponent's willing to let me draw. Would have much preferred milling that. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that's a little awkward. I'll take 3. So that is full misplay on my part. What can you do? Sometimes you just play sloppy. Absolutely loving how much pure like aggression and burn my opponent has kicking around here. That is going to be Garen coming down for my opponent. I may have to look at just exile 2 Apexes. Yeah, they're going to sack Rough Rider. I'm going to take 4 here. All right, I untap, I draw. There's the Gargantua. That makes this much more appealing. So I've got 6, 7, 8. Or sorry, 6 plus 6. If I loot into 2 more Apexes, I've got into another Apex, I've got lethal here. And I get 3 looks at it. I'm gonna activate. I think I always eat one Apex and one Chitters. Just in the world where I don't hit the third Apex in the graveyard, I want to be able to hold up the chance to maybe go Garen the Gargantua into an Apex. Swing 6. And just going to go all out to the dome here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Resolve Mecha first. Going to draw 2. That's Mecha Dying Pledge. Discard Ignited Soul. And then to Ignited Soul, we will discard a Mecha to draw a card. Maybe we should have done the Ignited Soul first, just on the off chance we see the on the off chance we see the Apex off of Ignited Soul. That is a misplay on my part. So noted for the future. Ignited Soul I want to do before Mecha here. That being said, black, blue for Gargantua. Exile 1, 2, 3, 4. Apex for 3. These go to exile. This hits play. And the black for Ignited Soul. And I will pass. This stops being a creature. I mill Swamp Arduous Miners. Okay, so nowhere near the third Apex here. Looking pretty comfortable here. Opponents on 5 cards. They are going to have a harder time killing me here because of the life that I've gained. I know they have some sideboard tech to shut down life gain. That's something I need to be prepared for in games 2 and 3. But as it stands, they need to clear my Chitter and Gargantua and ensure I don't find a way to deal 1 extra point of damage because I have 2 creatures with Menace right now. So that's 3 mana. Another Rough Riders. And something they also have to keep in mind is that Garen activation will cost them a blocker. Something I don't think they had been fully aware of. Okay, so they're going for Extraction Mission here. They could be getting Scophos Conqueror here. Or they could just be going for double Rough Rider. I feel like it's Conqueror. Oh, they're going for Rough Rider. I see. So double Rough Rider. Thinking. One of these Rough Riders goes away, so it's going to be 3 Rough Rider triggers on the surface. With the potential to swing for 6 here and then get 2 more. And if they've got a burn spell, that's 16 damage I'm looking at. Potentially. 2 rider triggers. I could sack one of... I could sack the tapped Ignited Soul, take 2. If I sack the Ignited Soul, the tapped Ignited Soul, take 2, block with an Ignited Soul, I take 5 from the ETBs and attacks. With another 2 coming at the end, taking me down to 8. And then they could take me to 4, but they don't have any way to deal 4. I'll block the real one. So if they've got Liquidate for the Gargantua, this is bad. That's the wrong... Oh, I see. Sacking the Rough Rider gets Scophos Conqueror. So take two, take two. Yeah, I suppose that's good. They draw a card, but what kills me here? I almost feel like they should have sacked one of their other Rough Riders just on the basis that, like, Finax's Touch, we discard a card, and lose one. So we lose one. I'll discard Garen. I shouldn't reveal that, but they see the red in my graveyard. Whew. Wow. Yeah, Apex is gaining me life really stabilized me there. Okay. So unlock the sideboard here, thinking about taking out the ruins. I like Laystone a lot, but their deck is built around Extraction Mission, and filling their graveyard seems like a disaster. If I was on the Fido's offshoot tech that I saw my first match opponent on, then I would feel a little more comfortable about running that in the deck and then just having the Fido's offshoots in the deck. But because I don't, I really have to be careful. Things I can think about looking at. Rank and Defile really shreds apart their board. Search and Seizures, not super necessary, but maybe it could be good to just, like, pick apart what my opponent's holding on to. It might just be, like, bring in the Rank and Defiles, keep chilling with the rest. Like, this is for board wipes and only board wipes, but I think there's a world where my opponent's on, like, Chronicle of Extinction. Exiling my graveyard with Chronicle of Extinction might be scary enough to bring in by Imperial Decree, and then I go down, like, a Pledge, a Garen, a Mecha. Do I want Pledge at all? I think I do still want Pledge. I just don't want the full 4 right now. Yeah, I think Decree is going to be nice just to, like, fight over what my opponent's doing a bit more, be able to shut down some of their big burst damage turns. I could look at playing Braze. Like, that might be worthwhile, but I think I want to just try this. As tempting as turn 1 Ignited Soul into turn 2 Rivaling, turn 2 Ignited Soul into turn 3 Rivaling is, like, that's not enough action. My opponent has burn spells that can kill this and shut down all my momentum. That's going to be a mull to 6. This, however, is far more keepable. That's going to be Mecha to bottom, I think? Mecha did work that game, though. I just don't have the blue source to make it really stick. This also is, like, really profoundly slow. Like, I'm really banking on hitting the 3rd land for all that remains, or otherwise my only game plan is Rank and Defile. Maybe it's Gargantua to bottom. As much as I like the Gargantua, I'm not filling my graveyard as much. Yeah, I think it's going to be Gargantua to bottom. I'm down to 2 Garens. I don't have a blue source in hand. I think the Mecha is going to stabilize me harder. They scry to the bottom is a good sign. What did I say about being down to 2 Garens? Let's play the Lavatorn Fields tapped, actually. Because if I hit a blue source, maybe I want to just, like, represent that I have blue up. Like, if I hit an island. Lure into Lunacy. Integrate the top 2 cards in my library. That's going to be Redeveloped Cityscape and Island. Assuming attaching to here. Because you integrate onto a permanent you control. Oh, yeah, so I lose 2. They get to take 2 lands off the top. Bit of a bummer that I lose out on the island and the cityscape for Mecha. That is one of my 5 blue sources gone for good now, and one of my ways of finding those blue sources. But better lucky than good, I guess. Let's go swamp into Writhling, eat the lure. Reset that life total a little bit. And I can just go mecha the following turn into Garen. Or maybe just, like, set up Garen. Oh, you know what I just realized? My opponent didn't play a land last turn, so I'm functionally ahead of my opponent here. Flooded Morris. Let's go to combat. Swing 1. Go to damage. Yep. Second main. Have to think a little bit here. If I play mecha, that develops the mecha to start, like, getting Garen value the following turn. There's a world where they sideboard in Braze to kill mecha and Gargantua, but I feel like that's a little suspect. Or I could just Garen uptick. Let's go mecha. They're going to tap 2, deal 2 to me, or deal 2 to my Writhling. Deal 3 to me. Oh, deal 3 to my Writhling? Oh, no, Liv, that's not how this works. You don't want to be shooting my creatures for Scrapyard Mecha to be able to be animated for free. And they scried to the bottom again. They're digging for lands. Oh, oh no, not like this, Liv. Yeah, I'm gonna go Garen here. Unfortunately, I'm gonna pitch All That Remains Rank and Defile. Set counters to 4. So discard up to 2, draw 2. I'm gonna pitch Rank and All That Remains because I can go Lavatorn Fields, discard a creature that I draw here, to All That Remains. Draw, draw. Eesh. Lavatorn Fields. I'm going to flashback All That Remains, discard All That Remains. Few top 3. Oop, whoops. Few top 3. Virkalakis, Gargantua. That's going to be Virkalakis, Gargantua to graveyard, Virkalakis to hand. And then that's something I can play next turn to crew the mecha. I close my graveyard. Eat the Writhling and Gargantua. Remember my draw. This becomes a creature. Go to combat. Swing 5. Braze? Liquidate. Sure thing. Mecha down. Yeah. Do I run out the Ignited Soul off this treasure? I think so. Don't love to see that, buddy. I will untap and draw. That's Gargantua. I'm going to go to combat and swing with the Ignited Soul before taking any other game actions. On damage, I will discard a Swamp to draw a card. That is another Swamp, which I think I will hold on to here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to uptick Garen, pitch Gargantua Swamp. For Arduous Miner, by Imperial Decree. By Imperial Decree! Oh! Yeah. Go for the Virkalakis. Target you. Because you got no lands in the graveyard. Counter on the lurks. I gain 1. I pass. Hold up by Imperial Decree for any tricks my opponent's got. They don't even have a 2-mana spell to play here. Oh no, Lith! Oh no! I'll draw. Go to combat. Swing. Target you. Eat the Light Vein Arrow. Yeah, they saw it. So counter here, I dealt 4, I gain 4. And then I will discard the Flooded Morass to draw a card, still finding the lands off of Garen here. I'm going to, I think, uptick Garen, discard Swamp, Rank and Defile, and then draw. That's an Apex. Just to develop the Arduous Miners here. Oh, alright. Opponent's just pitching Scofo's Conqueror. Sure thing. And then I will pass. Oh no, Liz gonna go for Extraction Mission, and I'm going to just get to eat that Conqueror. Or I'm gonna eat the mission. Blue deck getting counter magic out of the board. I'll draw. That's another Apex. I'll go to combat. Swing 6. Target you. And then I get to downtick Garen, flip Miners into a second Lurks here. To eat the Scofo's Conqueror. I gain 1 off of the Virkalakis trigger. I gain an additional 4 on damage. I'm going to discard the Zixthax Apex to draw a card. That is Rivaling as another option to eat something in my opponent's bin. Second main phase. Interesting. I can Rivaling my own Apex deal 4. Miners, choose no discard. No, I'm gonna Miners, no discard. Yeah. And then I'm going to remove a counter, sacrifice targeting Lurks. Eat the Scofo's Conqueror. Make a tapped treasure. Hold the Rivaling. Go to 30. Oh man, I may not be playing Black Red after all. This has been very satisfying. And I've got lethal next turn for sure. Because I can downtick Garen -2. No, I do need to have a target. Got punished for a greedy keep. GG's. That is a 2-0 against a deck I was really worried about, and one that I was so confident in I thought would be something I would be looking at it for the GP. And I may still be looking at it. Maybe if I get the time, I'll try it out in preparation for the GP. But so far, blue, black, red, Gargantua. Just this super greedy, dig deep, don't care about interaction game one, or don't run any interaction game one like turbo deck that just can pivot into playing slower if need be. Alrighty. So that is match 3. We are 3-0, which means no matter how these next 2 matches go, we're going for the full 5-match league run. So I will see you in match number 4.